Hello, I'm here. I'm in the bathroom. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. So it's that one. Don't give me enough time. See, that one was private message. Some people like to take too long in the bathroom. I have that here. They send that one, they're sending a rogue team, they're police sending a rogue team to be telling people to attack me in the bathroom, and they're telling me all these bathroom workers. None of them wants to use the bathroom. They have destroyed my image. Me and my mother used to even tell me, I said, look, I'm not going to call the police on me. I use the bathroom. I just arrived from Nigeria, and then anytime I go to the bathroom, this guy also just came and told me. So I guess they call it gay. And I can't take too long in the bathroom. I was a boy then. I used to take too long in the bathroom. But that was you? I took too long? Oh, okay. I just went in and told me I took too long. So they sent their mom to be telling people to be chase me out of every bathroom. So we're going to kill this person. So the police is the one. Before I go into the bathroom, we'll send the people. Or after I go there, so the next time that person comes, say they take too long. They make me panic. Am I a slave? They make me panic, so they're forming a mob to attack me. They make up lies against me. So I'm holding up the bathroom, I'm on drugs, and thank God I took a camera pic of everything. And I can't keep driving. Mandani, they're setting up a team to kill Africans. My mother's address are part of the Black American Narcotic Gang, and they want to kill Black West Africans. There's some Black Americans who will show that they've been telling me your days are numbered, you're going down next. They hire Spanish people, hire all kinds of people. So my dad had to set up a task force to investigate genocidal killing. Otherwise, the workup is not going to be safe. They're stealing immigration documents. They stole my green card. My mother, when she was alive, before the address killed her with a Black American gang, the film that's crazy, locked her up and killed her. And my mother was so angry. You see this how the whites killed Black Americans. Get the Black American angry. I killed the white Black American of something, and the Black and white are angry. They reach out to kill you. So once they make this now, they feel they can kill you. So please donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless. Or, I solemnly swear that United States federal laws and other relevant laws that I'm solely seeking non-conditional, charitable, humanitarian financial donation to my Cash App and whatsoever, and to me personally. I'm not looking for surrogacy, and I'm not looking for marriage with anyone, and I'm not looking for membership in any social cult or gang or religious sport or sexual cult or gang, and I'm not looking for any violence. I'm trying to sue the U.S. immigration. They took my arrested one for that account, and I'm trying to sue the NYPD. They took my home monthly, and it's a gang that said they're going to kill me and claim, I authorized them to take my money from my estate after I died, and claim I authorized them to adopt children for me. And they even tried to rape me and steal my sperm. So they told that police to arrest me and lock up in the mental home. So anything I do, they're trying to arrest me. So I'm causing a problem. And they say in the mental home, they can rape you, take your sperm, and kill in the mental home, and then give it to women to produce children. And then they'll claim, you have a child everywhere, and they don't know you have the child, but the child has to inherit your property. So they're kidnapping people. If I start set to bring the work up here, I can't use the bathroom upstairs anywhere. They will call their police. I'm taking too long. How do you know? How do you not time people? It's under the law. You can't be arbitrary. You got to let people know how much time they have. You can't just be pressing the alarm as a person in the bathroom. So they're taking too long. What's the definition of taking too long? So either you tell me how many minutes I have, and you use the same rule for everybody. So then they're bullying as an African. All I do is argue what I'm about to have a hard time. So my dad, you have to set up a tax force. You claim you're more concerned about the genocide in Israel, or you're the mayor of New York. I heard there's allegation on WABC News that some Arabs paid you to become mayor to cause problem. It's also that you could be insulting Netanyahu, and while you ignore crisis going on and allow things to deteriorate, and then you claim you're sorry, you were distracted. So I've been sending you messages since last year. Under Section 1986 of U.S. law, a public official can't deny somebody's services or deny them their rights. I'm being attacked, and some of these photos have been following me around all day since I came out of the elevator, and a white guy came ahead of me and was telling the guy that he needs to, watch out for people that take too long in the bathroom, so they said they can kill you and, claim you're crazy. So what they're doing now is misdiagnosing Africans with mental illness. They misdiagnosed my mother with mental illness. They misdiagnosed me with mental illness. Another Nigerian I saw said they misdiagnosed me with mental illness. So they're weaponizing psychiatry against Africans. African Africans are crazy. So my mother said, daughters, started that trend. They were moving with the Black American gang, and they had me locked up in psychiatric ward wrongfully. When I went to Pittsburgh, they lied to the doctor that I didn't have any immigration case. I had an immigration case in 2001. And I was trying to come out to New York, and they hit me with a car, while the police officer not going nowhere. And they told the police, locked me up in the psychiatric ward. So I was imagining I had an immigration case, which I did have an immigration case, and I had to explain to the doctor in the psychiatric hospital, Mercy Psychiatric Hospital in 2001. And it took them a lot of time to find out I really have a case. I had to call my lawyer to call them back. And they detained me in that hospital until I really have an immigration case. And they took me for so sorry. And they didn't arrest my mother's daughters in 2001. 14 years later, they did to my mother. They told the hospital to lock her up in a psychiatric hospital, poison her. They are part of a violent gang. They beat up some white family in 1990. They had to put them in a juvenile prison in Pennsylvania. So my rest is budget out of control. And for me, I'm also vulnerable because when I was in Nigeria, I was using a skin lightening cream called Mercury. It has mercury laxative at the same time, so the second America also. So the British government was dumping this skin likeness in America and Africa. It lightens that skin. So I was trying to have a light skin, so I was using that cream. And it contains mercury. So that mercury, I later found out, contains a toxin. Mercury is a toxin that causes spatial paralysis and eye paralysis. So I started noticing my eyes started crossing. On and on. All of a sudden, my eye muscle become weak to start crossing. I could be trying to look at something, my eye would go somewhere else. So it comes on and off like that. So, and I told my mother about it. She told me when we get to America. When she came to pick me up from Nigeria, she told me when we get to America, she would take me to the doctor. So when I got here, the immigration arrested me. So my mother spent all her money to hire a lawyer for me. She didn't have any money. So I was telling our daughters, who are U.S. citizens, boy in America, that they were working, they had money, that they should be looking for a high doctor. And they told me, now what I'm telling them doesn't sound real. That, I have a toxin in my body, that sometimes causes me facial paralysis. So I should go to the psychiatrist. They're just trying to set me up so that they could have me locked up in the mental home. Because my mother was complaining that since I had the immigration case, I don't go to work, I don't go to school, and she doesn't have enough money to sponsor me. So she was telling her daughter to borrow her money because when my mother was in Africa, my mother won like a lot of money because my mother used to live in Brooklyn in the 1970s, and there was a Aztec in an apartment lead poisoning. So my mother suffered lead poisoning in the 1970s in Brooklyn. So she sued, and there was like $100,000 in her bank account in America. And when my mother was in Africa, the daughters faked her signature and took the $100,000 out. So when my mother came to America with me in 2000, there was no more money, and the immigration arrested me. So my mother was telling her daughters to borrow some of the money they stole, and the daughters won't borrow. They told my mother to just lie on me that I'm crazy, and they did that the police want to kill me. And she doesn't have to take care of me anymore. They will lock me up in the psychiatric ward. So my mother, as soon as I arrived in America, and I had an immigration case, and I got released from prison, but my immigration case was still going on. I got bailed out of prison. So my mother would be calling 911 to lock me up in the psychiatric ward, say I'm a teenager. I'll be lying that I'm a teenager. I don't want to go to work or school. And I'll tell the police will then take me to psychiatric hospital. I'll tell the police I'm being framed up. So there was an Indian woman. She was a doctor or Sri Lankan. She was a psychiatrist. I told her the reason I don't go to work for school because I have an immigration problem. And my mother doesn't have enough money to pay for my schooling or work, or to pay for my housing because she was making $6 an hour as a day. And I said I'm a teenager and she's just trying to lock me up in the psychiatric ward so she doesn't take care of my sister. She and her daughters concocted that plan. So the psychiatrist want my mother. The Indian psychiatrist said this is hospital in 2001. The next time she does that and the police brings me or her there, they're going to lock her up also. So, but karma finally, so my mother stopped doing that. But one day, my mother fell sick, so I called 911 to the hospital. She was having high blood pressure, and she was saying her body was becoming paralyzed. So I called 911 to her to the hospital, and they took her to that same hospital because the nearest hospital to our house is on Castleton Avenue, along Castleton. And as soon as the Indian psychiatrist saw her, they locked her up in the mental ward. I misdiagnosed her with all kinds of mental illnesses. So my mother called her daughters in Pennsylvania, Bologna, and Florida that, the karma's gotten her. You see that she's locked up. So that one of the daughters didn't show up Bologna. She was scared also that they may lock her up. I don't know. That one showed up and played along like my mother was crazy. And got them to release my mother, even though my mother was telling that daughter to contest that misdiagnosis, and have that misdiagnosis removed from her record and just treat her for the high blood pressure. So that daughter played along, because they wanted to use that to also, to also use that. The daughters want to use that misdiagnosis to bully my mother. So the daughter told my mother has to follow her to to Georgia. And she has no choice. Now that it's diagnosed as crazy. And the daughter told the landlord to kick me out. But my mother had a friend. The daughter was going to take the TV from the house, or going to take everything that was, even though me and my mother was staying in the room together, the daughter Flora. So that's my mother had a friend who was, his name is Lo, like from the Caribbean. So my mother told him to pay for my rent so that, this process, you should kick me out on the street. I had an immigration issue. Like nobody wants to take care of me. She would not try hate me because I'm gay. She used to call me gay. And Bolani also, she hates me because she found out I was gay, as a child. They say I was like, as people in Nigeria, I like to dance like a girl and stuff. So they always have, when the girls came back to America, they always tell me, do I have a girlfriend yet? While I was in elementary school in Nigeria. So, so I always had to know, I'm not into such things. So they were able to deduce I was gay, and so as soon as I came back to America, the girls were making fun of me. That flower would call me gay, and that Bolani says she has a gay dog also. It's a male dog called Billy. Like to sleep with other dogs. So she got rid of the dog because the dog was gay. They were trying to hurt me because I was gay. And bully me. And, I guess they thought gay is a mental problem or whatever. But they're like Pentecostal Christians, but also they're into crime. So it's a mess. So a lot of people are not joining in. They've seen my mother to us, I've been able to kill my mother. So they're trying to frame up as crazy. So Mandani, you have to investigate this. They're telling people to not let me use the bathroom. Since Eric Adam became as a black American, so black Americans are like Africans. So black Americans are going to fuck you up, nigga. They're going to get people to kill you. So any bathroom I use, I have diarrhea. And they don't have the right, this is my diarrhea drug. They don't let me use the bathroom. I have diarrhea. So nobody has the right to tell you you're taking too long in the bathroom. My mother's daughters, they're moving with a black American gang, and the boys of my immigration status.